This is the AEW Dynamite November 5, 2025 full show results video, which took place at Bayou Music Center in Houston, Texas. Tony Schiavone attempts to announce a new AEW championship, but the Opps interrupt, with Joe declaring, "Houston, we have a problem." Joe accuses Tony of deceiving them and warns that actions have consequences before threatening him. Security intervenes, but AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page arrives, forcing Joe to back off. As tensions rise, Hook and Eddie Kingston join Page to even the odds, causing the Opps to retreat. Page challenges Joe, declaring he's ready to fight, while Hook calls out the Opps for holding titles without him. Fired up, Joe accepts Hook's challenge, and Tony Khan makes it official. Then we saw a blood and guts advantage match won between Claudio Castagnoli versus Orange Cassidy. The match begins with Orange Cassidy diving onto Claudio Castagnoli outside the ring. Castagnoli quickly takes control, slamming Cassidy into the barricade before bringing him back to the ring. Cassidy locks in a sleeper hold, but Castagnoli breaks free with a massive giant swing that sends Cassidy to the floor. Back inside, Cassidy rallies, landing strikes and a PK before hitting a DDT on the outside. Returning to the ring, both men exchange near falls, with Cassidy landing a stun dog millionaire and an orange punch. However, Castagnoli counters with a devastating pop-up uppercut, securing the pinfall victory over Cassidy. Backstage, Renee Paquette interviews Mark Briscoe, Don Callis, and Kyle Fletcher. Briscoe demands a rematch for Fletcher's TNT Championship, calling out Kyle for his low blow at WrestleDream and proposing a no disqualification match to make things fair. Fletcher seems intrigued, while Callis adds a twist: if Kyle wins, Briscoe must leave the conglomeration and join the Don Callis family. Callis tempts Briscoe to think selfishly for once, but Briscoe fires back, declaring it's only a deal with the devil if he loses. Confident and defiant, Briscoe accepts the challenge, vowing victory in the no disqualification rematch. Back from commercial, Renee Paquette interviews the Young Bucks, Don Callis, and Josh Alexander. When asked if they've joined the Callis family, the Bucks hesitate, and Callis claims he's only ensuring they're treated right. Other family members, including Okada, join in, with Okada urging the Bucks not to delay their decision. Callis agrees to give them time and leaves. Then we saw an AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship Tournament first round match between Athena and Mercedes versus Babes of Wrath. Mercedes and Harley Cameron start the match, with quick tags giving the advantage to Mercedes and Athena. Cameron finally counters with a suplex, tagging in Willow Nightingale, who dominates with power moves and a missile dropkick before a break. Back from commercial, chaos erupts with near falls, double teams, and big strikes. Nightingale and Athena trade blows as Willow hits a lariat and a Death Valley driver. Athena fights back with a fallaway slam Samoan drop combo, but interference from Billy Starks brings Chris Statlander out. In the confusion, Harley Cameron hits her finishing move on Athena, earning the Babes of Wrath the win. Back from commercial, Tony Schiavone announces the new AEW National Championship and a Casino Gauntlet match to crown its first champion. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP of the Hurt Syndicate join him, with MVP praising the legacy of past national champions and declaring that either Lashley or Benjamin will bring the title home to the Syndicate. Ricochet and The Demand interrupt, mocking the Syndicate as old and washed up while vowing that Ricochet will become the inaugural national champion at Full Gear. MVP fires back, warning Ricochet to shut up before getting beaten again. The segment ends with both sides exchanging heated words, setting up a tense confrontation and building anticipation for the upcoming Casino Gauntlet match. Jurassic Express walks by the Don Callis family locker room, and Jungle Man stabs a $100 bill into a nearby table since he knows the Young Bucks need the money. Then we saw a blood and guts advantage match 2 between Daniel Garcia versus Darby Allin. The match begins with fast-paced grappling between Darby Allin and Daniel Garcia, trading holds and strikes before Garcia gains control with aggressive offense and a throat thrust. Outside, Darby bites Garcia's arm and dives on him, but Garcia counters by slamming him into the barricade as we go to break. Back from commercial, both men exchange submission holds before Allin hits a Scorpion Death Drop. Garcia traps Darby's head between the steps and the ring, drop-kicking the steel. Pac interferes, dropping Allin while the referee is distracted, but Darby narrowly beats the count. Garcia locks in the Dragon Tamer, but Allin reverses into a Scorpion Deathlock, forcing Garcia to tap out. Darby wins by submission, tying their series 1-1 ahead of Blood and Guts. After the match, Pac attacks Darby Allin until Orange Cassidy rushes in for the save. Wheeler Yuta blindsides Cassidy with a Buseiku knee, and chaos erupts as Roderick Strong and Jon Moxley brawl. Moxley injures Kyle O'Reilly on the floor, Pac hits a piledriver on Orange, and Castagnoli delivers a neutralizer before Strong rallies back. Back from commercial, FTR enters without Stokely Hathaway. Cash Wheeler says they're #1 contenders but should have already been 3-time tag champions, blaming Brodito for their loss at Forbidden Door. They call Brodito out, but no one appears. Renee Paquette checks backstage, where Stokely blocks Brodito's locker room door amid loud banging, joking instead about watching The Wire. Back in the ring, Dax Harwood mocks Bandido's family at ringside, especially his grandmother, insulting her age before attempting to kiss her only to get slapped. Gravity leaps the barricade to defend her, attacking FTR. Meanwhile, Brody King smashes through the locker room door, sending Stokely fleeing. FTR try for a spike piledriver on Gravity, but Brodito arrives just in time to make the save. Then we saw a blood and guts advantage match won between Megan Bane versus Mina Shurikawa. Megan Bane and Mina Shurikawa start with hard-hitting exchanges, trading elbows and shoulder blocks before Mina targets Bane's knee and dives on her outside, sharing a playful I love you with Toni Storm. Bane regains control with an avalanche fall-away slam before the break. Afterward, both women trade big moves, German suplexes, roundhouse kicks, and a brutal snap suplex on the apron. Shurikawa rallies with a Frankensteiner and diving sling blade, but chaos erupts when Marina Shaffer attacks Storm at ringside, choking her out. The distraction allows Bane to strike with a powerful lariat followed by a running Liger Bomb, securing the pinfall and giving her team a 1-0 lead in the Blood and Guts Advantage series. Post-match, the heels work Shurikawa over, but Tony returns to the ring with a steel chair to clear them out. Triangle of Madness appears to help them work Storm and Mina over, but Jamie Hayter and the Babes of Wrath even the odds. Mercedes runs down and stops short, deciding she doesn't want to get involved, but Chris Statlander appears behind her and lays her out before cleaning house in the ring. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Hangman Adam Page, Eddie Kingston, and Hook vs. The Opps for the AEW World Trios Championship. The AEW World Trios Championship match begins with Adam Page and Samoa Joe squaring off before Joe tags in Katsuyori Shibata. Page and Shibata exchange stiff strikes, ending with Page hitting a lariat for 2. Hook tags in, showing his strength with a Northern Lights suplex, but Shibata answers back before tagging Powerhouse Hobbs, who dominates with backbreakers. Hook counters with an Exploder suplex before the break. Returning, Eddie Kingston battles Joe, enduring Mongolian chops and a trapezius claw before escaping a senton. Chaos erupts as all 6 men brawl, Page hits a moonsault and plancha, Kingston fires off lariats, and Hobbs slams Page repeatedly into the apron. The fight spills to the stage, where Hobbs crushes Page with the world's strongest slam off the stage through a table. Back in the ring, Kingston rallies, but Hook's Red Rum is countered into La Atlantida, forcing the submission. The Opps retain the AEW World Trios Championship. Hangman Page gets medical attention while the Opps celebrate, and the show goes off the air. How would you rate this week's AEW Dynamite show? Tell me in the comments, and thanks for watching the video.